I'm so glad to be back with a really great friend, Cédric Joos. Is it Joos?
Joos, but
Joos? Oh, I'm sorry, but
no worries.
Cédric Joos, brand manager for
Exactly.
HAUTLENCE. I've been practicing my pronunciation, but I feel like if I was a kid in a candy store right now, all of these beautiful pieces, which you get to experience every day, and of course your mind also sometimes goes into this.
Yeah, we have a few additions from last time from Watches and Wonders. Obviously, you loved
Yes.
our robot so much, the Retrovision 85. Today, I brought a little bit, a broader spectrum as well to introduce the brand. We have a long history from 2004. I think the best piece to start is always the anniversary piece because it shows where we come from. In 2004, when Guillaume Tétu founded the brand, it was not that easy of a journey because watches were always round. There were not so many which were rectangular, and that started already as a challenge to build the movements. And he decided with a very aesthetic case, which is horizontal, and a lot of brands had vertical sizes. And one thing that he used, and it's a hallmark of the brand, is the indicator of the minutes, which is locomotive arm.
Okay.
And it's the only way how you can utilize the entire case.
Wow.
Which is rectangular. And it's not a generic part. So that was the challenge already then, to do something which is different, feels different, and is aesthetically beautiful. Afterwards, the brand evolved into 3D-ness. And one of the best pieces, and I think you agree, is the sphere, which shows really properly how you could shape a watch into the 3D-ness. And we utilize the sphere as an hour indicator, which turns 1.5 times around itself and changes 3 times the direction. And I feel this piece is the strongest piece that we have in our collection because it's so unique. There's no one else that has something similar. And yeah, it's a strong piece. And I think there we can already go over to the newest piece that came out.
Of course.
For this year's SIA.
Came out like 1 year ago? No, one week ago, right?
No,
or
yesterday.
Yesterday, okay.
Actually, yesterday.
I'm so tired.
No worries.
It feels like a week.
No worries. And if you hold them, you feel like first the size, then obviously the weight, because we actually stripped it down to make it a skeletonized piece. So you have around 40 components less.
Okay.
But you know, now I go a little bit more on the point of view of creating a piece. So when you have to skeletonize a movement, a lot of people forget that you need to wear a piece.
Of course.
So when you look at it without being on the wrist, it looks spectacular. But then when you put it on the wrist, you see
your skin.
Yeah, you see too much of your skin. And due of the case that is 11.5, we were allowed to make some depth. And the position of the components, you don't see too much of the skin, but it gives that lightness and you feel like the sphere is floating. So we're very proud of that piece, that new release, and we took a strong color because this year we played a little bit with new colors. We had red for the Linea, we had now purple for this piece, and it looks just stunning.
It's beautiful, and it's when someone sees this piece, it would be difficult for them to think how can you make this better? How can you streamline it? This is a piece that looks so futuristic that it may be hard to imagine, but then you see this piece and it all makes sense. It's a great evolution on how I'm pretty sure it sits perfectly on the wrist. It's super comfortable, super light, but it also keeps the essence of the brand, which is going further, you know, doing something just for the sake of saying, I can do it. And if I can't find a way, I will find it.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit back to the history. So in 2009, Guillaume started to consider to sell the brand to survive as well, because it was a big crisis at that time. In 2008, the market broke down, and obviously for a small brand that was a massive hit. And then the conversation started with the family Melon, who then decided in 2012 to buy the brand, and they bought as well Moser.
Yes.
And as you know, Moser is very successful. And in 2020, we made the smart decision to bring all the operation from Neuchâtel to Schaffhausen and to use those synergies. And we, if you look a little bit of the older design, obviously we used a smaller case size at the beginning.
Yes.
And with the synergy with Moser, we started to use the base calibers, so there were bigger movements, so we needed to build a case around the movement, and so the bigger case was born with much more details, and as well, like the polishing is much more like giving shapes to the case. And now we are going back to a smaller case because we are developing new movements in Schaffhausen. And this is the first one now, purely for HAUTLENCE, with the helix, we call it the helix, with the double retrograde and the cylindrical tourbillon, now central. And what I love about this piece, we are playing with old hallmarks. So we have the locomotive arm coming back, but now in a serpenti shape, and it embraces the central tourbillon.
Yes.
So, and it's so fun to play. Like, this is really what our clients love about our watches, is there's always something happening after 60 minutes. And
of course.
The new case allows us as well to exchange the strap as well for the new new sphere. Just don't do it on this one because it's a prototype. But yeah, that's a little bit the spirit of the brand, that we want to play with aesthetic, with functions that maybe in itself, like in this case, a cylindrical tourbillon exists,
Yes.
but not as a central. Then double retrograde together, it makes it unique. And for maybe the release in Geneva Watch Days, we released those two pieces, which for me are as well going back where we come from. Like for us, architecture is very important. And here we got inspired by modern buildings, the interior, where you find those shapes.
Yes.
And it's very unusual to see such a dial, because it's, first of all, it's a round function and you have a rectangular case. So it gives a very special form of the dial. And then you have here a little bit more into the 3D-ness, like a skyline from the top, from the bird perspective.
Yes, but let me tell you, I can see the reflection of light and it plays beautifully. It feels like it's shining.
Yeah, and that's where we try now to go in the future, is play with our core essence. We needed to understand first, why are we doing this? And that's the reason why having Guillaume back as a chairman is very helpful, because he explained to me what it's all about. What was the challenge? Where did he want the brand to go? And that's helpful for me to build a vision for the future.
Of course.
And we have next year a new project, a new collection that is coming out, that we built in, like, when we saw each other, I didn't even knew that we we're going to build a new collection.
Wow.
But I knew we needed to.
Of course.
Because we need to create a collector's journey. And then after, in Watches and Wonders, I met the designer of the Streamliner,
Yes.
Marcus Heilinger. And there we started to speak about the new project. And
Wow.
he's very strong, as you may know,
Yes,
due to the
of
Streamliner. And I think we have a really good collection that we will launch during Watches and Wonders, and that we'll be happy to then show it to you.
Of course, we'll see you on the other side of the world
Yeah.
to see the new collection. But I really admire the brand because it's fun, it's different. It's kind of like a laboratory where you can try. But what I like is that you never go too far from your roots. That I like that it's always present with you. The fact that you can go with Guillaume and he can transmit the essence of the brand. But I truly believe that maybe he also puts your feet on the ground, you know. I think that is a perfect mix for success, because you have the essence, you have the heritage, which for a younger brand is hard to talk about heritage. but we can see all of the heritage. Even though it's a young brand, we can see how the evolution has been going. So I really like what you're doing, and I'm really excited to see this new collection, which will, I know, have some of your DNA. So I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you. No, and obviously it's always about finding out new ways. And the worst what you can do is stand still.
Of course.
It's we need to push after. You will never know if it's the correct way or the wrong way. But play with feelings, and that's what we are doing right now as well. Is creating an image of the brand and going with actors in different industry who do things as well in their own way differently. Without showing too much of the watch, but just the spirit of the brand needs to be recognized.
The essence.
And I feel Mexico is great for that because it's a vibrant city. I love the greens, especially Mexico City, how green it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cédric. It's always a pleasure seeing you. I consider you a very close friend,
Same.
even though
we see
each other maybe 2 times a year,
Yeah.
but it's great to see you doing well with the brand. It's great to see you doing what you love, and it transmits. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you again in Geneva.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.